private Christian university in West Virginia say they've been unable to access transcripts impeding their ability to apply for jobs and schooling. Ohio Valley University announced it was closing in December of 2021 and filed for bankruptcy. Now, school officials say they have no means of processing transcript requests because their system was hacked. This is SRN News. Alex Jones' criticism of his trial in Connecticut has become a topic of the proceeding.
During the fourth day of the trial Friday, a lawyer for the Sandy Hook families questioned a corporate representative for Jones's InfoWars about how seriously the company was taking the trial. The attorney showed a photo he said was of an InfoWars webpage depicting the judge with lasers shooting out of her eyes. Jones has called the trial a kangaroo court. The InfoWars representative said she was taking the trial very seriously. Jones is expected to begin attending the trial next week. A jury will decide how much in damages he will have to pay the families for saying the shooting was a hoax. Keith Peters reporting.
Parole has been denied to convicted Washington, D.C. sniper Lee Boyd Malvo. The parole board ruled that Malvo is still a risk to the community 2 decades after he and his partner terrorized the D.C. area with sniper shootings. More details at srnnews.com.
The following program is sponsored by the law offices of Patrick L. Smith. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. Get ready with your legal questions and call Patrick now. 877-943-9673. Again, that's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Patrick Smith.
Oh, hi there, and happy Saturday. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show, and I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith, and we're with you for the next hour to do one thing only, and that's answer your legal questions. So we're here to help. The law office is open. Give us a call now. Open studio lines. We'll get you and your question right on the air. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Give us a call now. We're live and local, and we are here to serve you and help you with all of your legal needs this Saturday morning. 877-943-9673. For those of you new to the program, I'm Attorney Patrick Smith, your local Central Florida attorney. Offices throughout the Sunshine State here, Sarasota, Clearwater, over in Claremont and the Villages. So multiple office locations to best serve you. And we're here every Saturday morning to answer your legal questions. 877-943-9673. That's our favorite way to connect with you, is talk to you live on the air, but you can always email your questions directly to me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. Patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. And of course, you can always submit your questions directly through the website. That's attorneypatricksmith.com. And you can listen to your archive version or podcast version of previous radio show broadcast as well, like the one we did last week live from Manhattan. And a special thank you to Matt and Trevor and everyone who worked so hard up there at Salem, Manhattan to make that happen and get us on the air. And we appreciate the hard work and dedication into that seamless broadcast. It always seems seamless when you're listening on the air, but I assure you folks, there's a small army of people frantically. It's sort of like the duck theory. You know, you see the duck moving gracefully across the top of the water, but beneath the water, there's a flurry of activity going on. And a special thank you to Salem, Manhattan, Matt and Trevor, especially for all their help in getting that broadcast on the air. We want to talk to you this morning, though. 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673, or email me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. All right, let's go to Vernon in Sun City Center. Good morning, Vernon.
Well, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great. For those of you new-ish to the broadcast, let me introduce you. This is our producer down on 96.3, your community radio, Sun City Center. Right, Vernon?
It sure is.
All right.
Drop the O-N. You know, it's just plain old Vernon.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
that.
I wonder why they put Vernon on the call screen this morning. I was like, oh, he's feeling formal.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm just here.
So a few weeks ago, when we did a show on golf carts talking about the rules and how, you know, to operate a golf cart on Florida roads, you have to be 14 years of age or older, and local city ordinances have, their own ability to implement stricter regulations than that. Like some locally here say you have to be actually a licensed driver. Vern actually sent me an email, and I unfortunately didn't get it until I was off the air. And I said, this was great to talk about on the air. Vern, do you mind just telling us what your email said?
Well, basically, I told him that we have a radio program down here in Sun City Center. It's in its 9th year. And by the way, congratulations on season 2, episode 1 of the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Well, Vern, I was going to say something later in the show, and I appreciate your congratulations and all the other people who took time to send a congratulatory note. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But it's exciting to announce you're going to have to deal with me for at least 2 more years, because I just signed a year deal to extend it. So we're sticking around for at least 2 more years of Attorney Patrick Smith shows. So Vern, I appreciate your kind words.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. But anyway, back to the golf cars. Sun City Center. Yeah, we've done a radio program here called Golf Car Tips, hosted by me and the owners of West Coast Golf Cars in Sun City Center. Stuart Anderson, who also has a facility in Tampa on Falkenberg. And I was talking to him, and I was also talking to our community resource deputy, Jeff Mary, from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And Sun City Center is kind of unique. Now, everybody knows, or at least I think everybody knows, that the Villages has golf cars. They're wall-to-wall, and there's golf cars all over the place. But you may not have known that there's golf cars all over the place here in Sun City Center. The population of Sun City Center, which is Sun City Center and Kings Point and the greater Sun City Center area, which includes communities of Cypress Village and Valencia Lakes, there's about 30,000 people, and we have somewhere around 8,000 golf cars in this area. It's a mode of transportation for people, basically, with the gas prices where I find the golf car better for myself.
Well, and when
running around the community.
And when we spoke yesterday about kind of this topic, I was telling you how, when I fall down the rabbit hole of show prep, it's amazing, how deep those rabbit holes can get. And this one in particular, the reason why I was so happy you emailed, because it reminded me there was one bullet point in my show prep for that golf cart broadcast that I actually hadn't gotten to, and it was about Sun City Center. And it was the fact that down there, they are one of those cities that passes their own city level ordinance on golf cart regulation. And according to this, as the Tampa Times, I think was the source, that the historian for Sun City Center said that there were at that time 6,000 homes with 3,000 golf carts estimated. And you're saying that that number has swelled drastically.
Well, yeah, because a couple of the communities, like I mentioned, Cypress Village and Valencia Lakes, have connecting paths from their areas behind one of the large big box stores, okay, that can get into our community, so they can shop in our community and run around our community and actually get from like Valencia Lakes to the doctor's offices or the hospital or whatever they need to get to on a golf cart. Let me correct you on one thing. Sun City Center is not a city. We're part of Hillsborough County, and it's Hillsborough County that controls the ordinance, but they have to it has to be within the purview of state, what am I talking about? 316212.
Right.
Which
yeah.
is the Florida State Statute.
Florida Statute 316, which governs that. It lays out the rules saying here are the bare minimums, but if you want to do a local ordinance, you can correct either at the county or the city level, those can be implemented there. So, I did not know that, but it's so it's technically part of unincorporated Hillsborough County.
Yeah, there's only, 3 cities, I think, in Hillsborough County. There's Tampa, of course, and Plant City, and up north on 75, was it Temple Terrace? One of those.
There you go.
Is up there, and they're cities, but everything else is unincorporated.
Yeah, but they don't
Hillsborough
have golf carts.
County.
They don't have golf carts, and they certainly don't have a whole radio show dedicated to golf carts. So,
and there's only so much you can say about golf carts.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What do you guys talk? Does your golf cart have 4 wheels? Yes, mine does. Are they round? Yes, they are. All right, this has been a great show. So, I mean, what do you guys like? Do you talk about like golf cart incidents? Do you talk about like new regulations? Do you talk about new tech in golf cart world? Like, what kind of discussion, what sort of content are you putting out on a golf cart dedicated program?
Well, first off, we spent about 15 minutes with some great blues music from Joe Bonamassa, who happens
That
to be
has
a friend.
nothing to do with golf carts. So, okay. So
No.
it feels more
But
now
that's
like you're
what
doing, you do a blues show that happens to mention golf carts.
No, it's a golf cart show that happens to play blues. It
Okay.
has to
All
do
right.
with whether
That's
or not.
fine.
But anyway, let me answer your question.
Yes, sir.
Because, first off, Sun City Center has a roughly 10% turn in population every year because people age out. The average age when I got here 10 years ago, 74. It's still 74.
Yeah.
I have aged, but the average age has not changed because people pass on, people move out to go live with their children, people move in, people get golf cars, and it's hitting like the first of the month. We talk about keep your tire pressure up because that's going to save you some money. We do talk about incidents. We've had golf cart thefts here on the rise lately because the bad guys have figured out that they can. I don't want to give them too much information on 250,000 listeners, but they have figured out that they can come in and some people don't bother to lock them up. Patrick, some people leave their keys in their golf car and somebody drives them away.
And
the thing.
And at the same time, you're right. I don't want to give out bad information, but I've heard that certain types of golf carts, I won't say which types, but I've heard that certain types, the keys are actually universal.
Well, here's the rub. The golf car was designed and still is designed to go to golf courses. And these guys in the golf cart barns that take care of the maintenance cannot keep a set of, an individual key for every one. So they're all keyed alike. So what we suggest, and we talk about this a lot too, is, and I'll say this for your listeners right now, if you have a golf car and you bought it off the showroom floor or from a private individual, spend $100, go to your golf car dealer and get a private key switch. That's what I have on mine.
That's
And
good advice.
somebody one day tried to get into mine and drive it away, and that key wouldn't work. They were identical, and you've never seen anybody so mad because the key wouldn't work.
Well, that or you could pull another kind of bear trap, go with like a push button start. And a buddy of mine on his boat, he had swapped the buttons so that the one for the ignition, you thought you were starting the engine. He swapped it out to be the horn. So if you didn't know that, you went on there trying to start his boat to steal it, you just blared the horn for the entire marina. And I thought that was kind of ingenious as well. But
That is very clever. But I mean, we talk about that. We have the community resource deputy who keeps us up to date on what's going on. As far as there's not a whole lot of crime in this community because we also have a security patrol.
yeah,
that
and it's
watches.
a fantastic community. I always look forward to going to Sun City Center and visiting with our friends Tom and Robin Pant down there, and they do an absolutely fantastic job with their financial services practice and all the residents down there. I mean, the Villages markets as Florida's friendliest hometown. Well, if that's true, Sun City Center is probably the second friendliest because there's a lot of really nice, genuinely relaxed and easygoing people in Sun City Center. So, Vern, I appreciate you calling in, and I just wanted to show people the depth to which this golf cart story really could go because it has its own radio show. So, if people want to listen to the show, what's the title of the show?
It's called Golf Cart Tips with Stuart Anderson.
Okay.
It airs Thursday mornings at 8:30 right here on your community radio station. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's
that.
okay. I don't
Anyway,
blame you. But my favorite part, my one takeaway from this entire call, Vern, was that at some point, what I heard you say was your favorite part about Sun City Center's average citizen was that no matter how old you get, they stay the same age.
They stay the same age.
Right.
There is one other thing that we probably should hit on for everybody because it will cross in, I believe, to the legality of the whole thing, and that is spend another $100 and get a dedicated golf cart insurance policy on your golf cart.
Yeah, if you're going to operate it on a Florida thoroughfare, you definitely want to have it insured and probably want to have a little extra insurance.
Especially because you don't need a license. And you have to be only greater than 14. 14 and above can operate a golf car, and you do not need to have a driver's license.
That's right.
So get that golf car insurance. Patrick, you go and take care of people. I'm going to flip controls here.
Vern, we appreciate you. You guys keep up the great work down in Sun City, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Anything you need, you know where I am.
Yes, sir. My best to Elisa, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you,
bye-bye.
sir.
All right, 877-943-9673. That's Vern down at our Sun City Center affiliate, your community radio down in Sun City Center, Florida, adding some content to our follow-up piece on the golf cart story we did a few weeks back, which I enjoyed doing that story. And I'm trying to think. I think that was my wife's idea, actually, to do that. And a lot of people, it did resonate. A lot of people had questions about golf carts. So there you go. Vern just calling in to sort of put a bow on it. 877-943-9673 to be part of today's broadcast. 877-943-9673. Call in with your legal question. I'm attorney Patrick Smith. Open studio lines 877-943-9673. Or you can email me, Patrick at attorneypatricksmith.com. So give us a call now. Let's go to a very patient Catherine back in Sun City. Catherine, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Happy to do it. How's Catherine today?
Very good.
Good.
The question is, I'm looking to purchase a home here in Cincinnati. And real estate is going in my name and my daughter's name.
Oh, yeah?
And I want to know, is that right, or she doesn't have? I don't have a will and I don't have a trust.
So you have a daughter that your real estate agent is telling you to put the home in both names. Now, are you paying cash or are you financing?
It'll be cash.
Okay. So there's not any worry about you clearing financing hurdles. So that's not the reason they want her name on there. Did the real estate agent proffer any reason why they want you to put your daughter's name on the house?
Said if I pass away, she would get the house. No problem.
So it's strictly an estate planning goal. There's no other goal involved. Does your daughter own her own home somewhere else?
Yes, in another state.
Okay. And I presume that's her primary residence, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So my concerns are multiple. Okay. Number one, I think that's going to limit your ability to get 100% homestead exemption on the property if your daughter's name is on there, because technically, if that's the case, then she's getting two homesteads, which is not legitimate. Number two, if your daughter's not actually paying for the house, if you're just putting her name on there, I'm thinking the IRS is going to look at that as a deemed gift and say that you essentially gifted her that value. And the present interest annual exclusion, the amount you can give away without having to pay gift taxes, is only $16,000. So unless it's a very teeny house, it's probably going to be over that amount. But the biggest concern that I have, and this would be my question back to your realtor. All right, so I have my daughter's name on the house. And is your daughter married?
Yes.
What if she goes through a divorce?
Okay.
Ask your realtor that. Ask her what happens to my house if my daughter's name is on it and I go through a divorce, or if she's in a car accident and gets sued. I think what you'll discover pretty quickly is that your house will be vulnerable to those things. So I think there's probably more efficient ways to achieve your goal of getting the home to your daughter when you pass away. A lot of clients would consider, and I'm not saying this is the fit for Catherine. I never met you, Catherine. I don't know. We could give you a complimentary consultation to tell you for sure, but a lot of people use a simple trust, would put the home in the trust, have it go to the daughter when you pass away without any probate on the home because it's in that trust. But this is going to avoid the gift taxes. It's going to allow you to get your 100% homestead exemption, and it's going to insulate you from your daughter's liabilities.
Very well. Well, that was my question. I'm not familiar with the rules here, and that's how I called you.
You know what I'm most proud of you for, Catherine? It's the fact that you called. A lot of people don't. And a lot of people think that, I don't want to bother with calling in with my question. And they're sort of hesitant. And the number one most annoying thing that I deal with on a weekly basis are clients who call and say, hey, I'm sorry to bother you with this. You're not bothering me. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer your questions. So, Catherine, anytime you have a question, you can always reach out, okay?
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your advice.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Welcome to the Sunshine State, and good luck with the new home purchase.
Thank you. God bless.
Yes, ma'am. God bless you. Bye-bye. All righty, listen to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. 877-943-9673, live and local, open studio lines. We'll get you and your legal question right on the air. 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. Give us a call now with your legal question. We'll give you the very best answer we can live over the air, just like we did for Catherine there. So you can give us a call now, 877-943-9673, or email me, Patrick at attorneypatricksmith.com. I want to say a very special thank you to all those of you who came out to meet me in person yesterday at beautiful Kings Ridge in Claremont, Florida. We had an absolutely there in the Monte Carlo room for our presentation on state plan. And thank you again to everyone there in Kings Ridge who came out to meet us in person. We appreciate you guys. If you have a club or group that needs a speaker, we're always available absolutely free of charge to come out and speak to your club, church, group, or organization. And we've got a wide variety of topics that we present on, or we can customize a topic. Occasionally that happens. A group will say, we want to hear a presentation on living wills or something specific, and we will craft a presentation just for that group. We want to hear a presentation on labor deeds or something of that nature. So people will request, and we're happy to basically be your short order chef in that regard and come up with a presentation just for your group. So if you need to schedule that, you can reach out to the main office line. Again, that main office line, 877-754-6764. So that's the number to reach out to us during the week if you want to schedule your complimentary consultation, book us to come out and speak to your club or group, or just talk to me at the office. 877-754-6764, 877-754-6764. You can give the office a call. You can always submit those same requests directly through the website, attorneypatricksmith.com. So attorneypatricksmith.com, or give the office a call, 877-754-6764. But we want to talk to you this morning. Give us a call here in the studio, 877-943-9673. All right, we're going to go to Tampa. We're going to talk to Chris. Chris, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, Chris, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Just out doing some driving for money.
Driving for money. We used to call that being a chauffeur. Oh, Uber. Okay. So you're working for Uber right now and calling in. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I kind of talked because I have a question that I need answered, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, my father, he wants to make a will, and in his will, he wants to leave his home to me and my sister. Now, what is the best way to go about that? Not knowing anything, coming in blindsided. I have no clue.
Well, I think that Dad, number one, I mean, I know you're trying to be a helpful son, Chris, and I completely respect that. I think, though, at the end of the day, it's a matter of you've got to make sure the integrity of the document is preserved as much as possible. So Dad driving this appointment, meaning Dad calling and scheduling the appointment, Dad going on his own and meeting with the attorney, looks better than some third party assisting Dad. And where that in turn is, even if it's meant with the greatest of love for Dad, is say someone challenges it down the road, and then they ask you what seems a fairly innocuous question after they subpoena you and take your deposition. They say something, well, why, Chris, did you have to take your dad to the attorney? Well, Dad, couldn't drive himself, or he got confused, and they'll say, oh, so Dad was somehow diminished in his... Go ahead.
Maybe I should have phrased the question a different way.
Okay, go ahead.
What I and my father would like to know is it possible to leave his property to his son and his daughter at the same time?
Yes, absolutely. People do that all the time. And are you the only two children, Chris?
Actually, no, but he does not want anybody else in the will, and that was another question. Does he need to make that clear in his will?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it better off not to say anything else?
Do you remember that part where I was talking about you getting subpoenaed and deposed?
Yeah.
Do you want to guess whose attorney it is that would more than likely be issuing those subpoenas and deposing you?
I have no clue.
It's going to be those disinherited siblings.
Okay.
So that's why I say, in other words, if they take your deposition, Chris, yes, you can do what you're describing is the short answer to your question. Dad can do a will saying, I'm leaving it to these two children and I'm disinheriting the rest. That's perfectly fine. But if they take your deposition and they say, Chris, what did you know about the making of your father's will? What's the best answer Chris can have? Nothing. I wasn't there. I didn't have anything to do with it. But if Chris's answer is, yeah, I know about it. I called the lawyer. I set up the appointment. I took Dad. I talked to the lawyer for him. Now, who does it look like is making the will? Dad or Chris? So I think those are sort of the bookend, Chris. And you want to be closer to that first bookend where Dad's operating independently, making his own will. For instance, do you have kids, Chris?
Actually, I do not.
Okay.
Everybody's got it.
Then let's play a hypothetical. I mean, if you had a kid, would you take them to the appointment to do your will? Probably not, because it's something you can do on your own. And at the end of the day, you just want to make sure that no one questions the integrity of the document.
Yeah, well, my father's not in good shape at all. I have to drive him everywhere. He has mobility issues.
Well, and this is my point. That's what the plaintiff's counsel is going to turn around and use against you in that deposition. They're going to say, so you agree with us that your father was diminished in capacity, and it was at that time that you took him to make. So that's how they're going to spin it. I'm playing devil's advocate on you, Chris. I believe you're a good guy. You sound like a good guy who's to ring the bell. If you help Dad make that will, you can't undo that. So much as possible, you want Dad to drop this process with his attorney of his choosing.
Okay, so pretty much we're waiting on my sister because he wanted us all to be together when he makes the will. So we shouldn't be a part of that then.
Right, I don't recommend it. Now, listen, there's no wrong answer. If it's what Dad wants and Dad understands taking and his counsel lays that out for him, that's on Dad.
Yeah.
So if Dad says, I just feel better my kids being here, listen, that's fine. But I think that Dad deserves to have it be explained to him that the way I kind of just explained it to you by his attorney. You know, here are the risks you're taking by crafting it this way.
That's good to know. I'm going to let Dad know, look, we need to stay out of this. You got to do it on your own.
All right. Well, Chris, you got any quick, clean Uber driver stories for us you can share with the listening audience?
Sometimes it gets rough out here. I've had to clean my upholstery many times, but the other week I got somebody in the car, picked him up for work, and the smell was so bad. I didn't know if it was dogs. I didn't know if it was him. Well, I knew it was him. It wasn't me, but he was going to work, and he worked in the kitchen, and he smelled that way, and I said, wow. I couldn't believe it.
Chris, thank you for sharing. I always ask because Uber drivers always have the best stories. They really do. And I'll never forget, there was a certain time I was flying back from Manhattan and I was catching, my wife knows I like the first flight out, whatever day we're leaving, so that we don't risk getting bumped or anything. And we're getting in a cab at like 4 a.m. And we had the chattiest Uber driver in the history of mankind. Chris, you don't sound like the chatty Uber driver, but this guy talked the entire way from our hotel to JFK Airport. And I heard so many story after story after story, but they're all great stories. You just don't want to hear them at 4 a.m. is the thing. So, but anyway, I learned then that Uber drivers have absolutely fantastic stories. So Chris, we appreciate you calling in. Good luck with your dad. Okay.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. All righty. Listen to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show, 879-439-9673. Give us a call now. We're live and local, happy to help any way we can. Answering your legal questions this morning, I'm Attorney Patrick Smith, Attorney Patrick Smith Show. We're live. Open studio lines, 877-943-9673. Give us a call now, 877-943-9673. And you can email your questions, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. Before we go to Tampa and talk to Pam, I want to make one quick announcement. So for those of you out there listening to The Bone, you may have heard this week when Mike Calta announced that there is going to be a 10th anniversary spectacular celebrating 102.5 The Bone on October 14th, Friday, October 14th at, I believe it's 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale now, so you want to check that out. Yours truly will actually be there. I'm proud to be part of the attorney. I believe they've labeled it the Attorney Patrick Smith Show VIP experience. So we'll be there, and you VIPs will get to experience a special treat courtesy of yours truly. So that'll be Friday, October 14th at the Capitol Theater in Clearwater. Tickets are on sale now. And we hope to see you all there. And we're going to be doing some like special VIP swag items. So if you're out there and you're a Bone listener and you have an item that you think would be a good swag item, call in. We'll kind of do this by committee. What are your thoughts on what should be in the swag bag for our VIP guest? 877-943-9673, or call in with your legal questions. 877-943-9673. We're live and local. Happy to help. Give us a call now. All right, let's go to Tampa. Let's talk to Pam. Pam, how can we help you today?
Hi, good morning, guys.
I'm great.
My question was, if you own a couple rental properties, is it better to have the properties in an LLC? And if so, like, what's the pros and cons of having them just in your name as opposed to an LLC?
So if they're just in your name, I think you're personally exposed to any liabilities generated. And now I say that, you're of course going to have insurance. So you're personally exposed to the extent it exceeds any insurance policy limits that you have. So for most people, the insurance is going to take away probably 95% of any sort of lawsuits they're going to face. I think the folks that get up to that 99%, and I'm making that up just based on my kind of gut feel experience, Pam, are the ones who have LLCs. Now, do you have any encumbrances on these rentals?
No.
So you paid cash for these. There's no mortgage outstanding.
One has a small amount of mortgage left on it that should be paid off soon. But
Okay.
other than that,
Okay,
no.
so if you have a mortgage, first of all, for those of you out there listening, considering putting your rentals in an LLC and there's a mortgage, you're going to need your lender's consent more than likely. Go back, review your mortgage and note with your attorney. There's often put in there what we call a due on sale or acceleration clause. So if you transfer that property to some entity like an LLC without the lender's consent, they can call the note due immediately. So you want to check and see if that phraseology is in there. And if you're going to do it, make sure you get your lender's consent so you avoid those sorts of bear traps. But if the property is free and clear, yeah, I'm a big fan of them being in the LLC with good insurance. And that way it properly insulates you as much as possible. The question then becomes, Pam, well, we got two rental properties. Do we do two LLCs? Or do we do one LLC that holds both properties? The question's up to you and the comfort level's yours as well. Because if you have both in one property and one property generates a liability, can they come after just that property or both properties? Pam, what do you think?
Both properties.
Both,
I would imagine.
because they're in the same LLC. So a lot of people break this out and have it each property in its own LLC. And of course, there's the famous case that comes to us from New York, where there was a cab driver had a cab involved in an accident. And, to run a taxi in New York City, you have to have a medallion. Medallions, based on where they can operate and their age, have different values. And I believe this guy had like over 200 medallions, and he had an LLC for each one. And sure enough, corporate records, all maintained, all independent, all operated pristinely, so that if one was in an accident, the other 200 plus were protected from the accident from that one taxi. So I think that's a matter of your personal druthers. But I also think when it comes to structuring your LLC, your attorney's a key component. The other person you definitely want to speak to is your accountant. So Pam, do you have a good accountant you work with?
I do.
Yeah. Just reach out to your accountant and say, hey, on structuring tax-wise, is the LLC with the S-Corp election going to be our optimal approach, or what are your recommendations? But yeah, in this situation where you're renting to third parties who could, God forbid, have a child slip and fall and, get injured or something on your property, you want to make sure that you've got every safe measure in place to protect your family and your assets.
Okay. And does it cost a lot of money once you set up the LLC? Is it just a matter of paperwork to transfer the properties into an LLC?
My general analysis is kind of like you pay once to set it up, and then you have your annual report you have to file with the Secretary of State's office, but you can operate your own LLC. You don't have to hire that out to a third party. You can, but it's not required that you do so.
All right. Okay, but I mean, like, transferring the properties in there, is there fees involved to transfer them in there? Like with the state, you might have to pay something, or is it just a matter of paperwork?
Yeah, my fee for a deed, for the actual legal drafting of a deed to transfer the property to the LLC, is $250. And there's usually a recording cost, and that just depends on the county, but it's usually relatively nominal. It's probably about $20, depending on the county and the number of signatures on that particular instrument, the number of owners. But it's relatively minor or insignificant hard cost.
And then roughly how much does it cost to set an LLC in general?
It varies. I would say I've seen LLCs done for, $750, and then sometimes they get up to closer to $1,500, depending on the complexity. But we do a complimentary consultation with you, Pam, where we can get into more your financial intimacies off the air, and then give you a quote before you're obligated to pay anything.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll
All
give you a call off the air. What is your off the air number again?
So it's 877-754-6764.
6764. Got it. Thank
All right.
you.
Pam, what station are you listening on?
1025 The Bone.
All right, Pam, we appreciate. Are you going to go to the 10th anniversary celebration?
I'm not. I can make it to that, but maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Well, there will probably be lots of video, I'm guessing. So anyway, Pam, thanks for calling in.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All righty. 877-943-9673. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show, and I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. Open studio lines. Give us a call now with your legal question. 877-943-9673. Next, we're going to Sarasota. Let's talk to Jim. Jim, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Hi, Mr. Smith. I have a situation that I need to ask for. A friend of mine wants to put me under her guardianship.
Put you under her guardianship.
Yes. I'm older and kind of getting frail, and she's a younger woman, and we've been friends for several years, and we are acquainted spiritually, and we want to go to Colombia, her home country, and she wants to know if a guardianship would be proper for international acknowledgement of our relationship.
Jim, I hope you think me not gauche when I say what I'm about to say, but it smacks of a romantic relationship. Is this a romantic relationship?
Unfortunately for me, it is not a romantic relationship.
You said unfortunately for you. Are you hoping that the guardianship will change that, Jim? I mean, listen. So guardianship is typically for people who have lost their faculties. When you do a guardianship, there's an examining committee that gets appointed who they each go out independently, examine what we call the AIP, the alleged incapacitated party. And then they make their report to the court, and the court report, is read back. And, the reports are, they recommend guardianship of the person, guardianship of the property, or what we call plenary guardianship, which is guardianship of all. Jim, you sound like a terrible candidate for guardianship because you sound completely lucid and with it and capacitated. Are you suffering physical ailments, if you don't mind sharing?
Yes, I have physical ailments. I suffer from a pinched nerve in my lower back, which I'm trying to get fixed with chiropractic. And I have edema occurring in my legs at various times. And I can't walk or stand any long time without either leaning over or leaning against something to support me. Yes, otherwise I am totally lucid, and at 83, I think I am the best example of an 83-year-old with factors of very good.
All right, Jim, I'm going to give you a very good news answer to your question, but before I do, I have a couple follow-up questions. Number one, were you in the military, Jim?
Yes, I was.
Which branch?
Air Force.
A retired Air Force Colonel Donald Musser officiated mine and my wife's wedding ceremony. So thank you for your service. And I did a little time for the National Character and Leadership Symposium, and we stayed at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. And I will tell you right now, when this Florida boy cracked open those double doors and walked into that courtyard, my breath was taken away for two reasons. One, the Colorado Rockies are absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. But when the blast of Arctic air hit my bones, it was a cold like none other, Jim. I mean, that is cold out there. I didn't know that kind of cold existed. And I could not get back to 100% humidity and 94 degrees fast enough. So I say that to say this. Thank you for your service, Jim. I think it would be easier just for you to give your friend a power of attorney. I think it's going to be cheaper. And I think it's also going to allow you to keep your own decision-making authority. In guardianship, your rights are taken away in some regard. With a power of attorney, you still have authority to make your own choices and captain your own destiny. You're just asking for someone else to give you a little extra help. And whether or not that would help with international travel, I don't know. Maybe you need to ask an immigration attorney that question, or an international travel lawyer. I don't know that those things even exist, but I would start with an immigration attorney. Probably would know the answer to that question. If you want to get in touch with one, give me a call at the office during the week. But I definitely think I would stay away from the guardianship, Jim, because even though you got some physical ailments, it just seems like the guardianship probably be a waste of time and money, and it's also a bell we can't necessarily unring as easily as the power of attorney. I mean, a power of attorney is a $95 document, Jim. Guardianships are more expensive than that, depending on if they're contested or uncontested, but they're definitely going to cost more than $95.
Can any attorney do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got a Sarasota office, so if you want to give us a call at the office, we'll be happy to get you in and help you out there at the Sarasota location.
Okay, what number is that?
So the office line is 877-754-6764. 877-754-6764. Give the office a call, and they'll get you on the calendar for Sarasota.
I have it, sir. Thank you very much.
All righty, Jim. Thank you for your service, and thanks for calling in, okay?
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye-bye. All righty, 877-943-9673. We're live and local, happy to help any way we can. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. You can give us a call now. We're live and local, happy to help any way that we can. You can also email your questions. So email us, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com, or just give us a call. We'd like to talk to you live, 877-943-9673. So we have sort of a follow-up theme to this broadcast. We started with Vern calling in, and we followed up on our show golf carts and golf cart maintenance and laws and regulations regarding operation of golf carts on the state of Florida's thoroughfares. So we're following up now on another story we did regarding the raid of President Trump's home this past week. Trump won, at least in a court case, and the judge issuing the winning ruling in favor of former President Trump was Judge Aileen Cannon. And the ruling basically said that the Trump camp was awarded their request for what we call a special master to review the documents seized to ensure that there was something there worth pursuing by the Justice Department. So it stopped the Justice Department from sort of doing their review of the documents until the special master, who, by the way, is also a judge, Judge Raymond Deary, will be operating this review. And I believe under the order, they're ordered to complete the review by November 30th, which, for those of you who are good with math and calendars, will note that's after the election. So if that report comes out after the election, that certainly could have a different impact than some people may have hoped for certain political motivations. But anyway, that's a follow-up to the raid on the Mar-a-Lago home of former President Trump. Trump getting a small victory this week with the granting of the request for a special master to review the documents seized. So give us a call now, 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. All right, next we're going to Bradenton. We're going to talk to Michelle. Michelle, how can we help you today?
Yes, hi. I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
My mom is 92, going to be 93.
Wow.
I've been taking care of her for 13 years. I sold my house because she's blind, to move in with her. And we have the Ladybird deed for the condo. She would not do a trust. She did do a will, but she really has nothing other than the condo.
Right.
So Is that sufficient enough?
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, Lady Birds are a leftover vestige from the 70s, in my opinion. I mean, we
Mhm.
don't really have, I only have 5-ish minutes left in the show. We don't really have the time for me to go into the full explanation, but I've done it in previous broadcasts. Here's the short version. Leftover vestige from the 70s designed to reduce estate taxes. Sort of the side effect of it was avoiding probate, but that really wasn't the intended design. It's still around, and they do sometimes avoid probate, but they don't guarantee avoiding probate, Michelle. And they also might generate gift taxes in certain scenarios too. So, and how they don't avoid probate necessarily is like in your instance, mom, Lady Birded property to you, you die, God forbid, before mom. Now we've got a probate. We've got Michelle's probate. Versus if there is some sort of simple trust set up, properties dropped in the simple trust. Now, if Michelle passes before mom already laid out what she wanted to happen. If Michelle passes before me, it goes to Michelle's children or whomever. But my point is, she can articulate who those contingent beneficiaries would be, and it would avoid probate. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, it does.
Right.
And for probate, because I was told that we wouldn't have to do probate, but I guess it's case by case, or
No, well, it's going to depend on if the remainderman. So when you own property outright in your name, it's called fee simple absolute. And when you break that ownership up, divided across the plane of time under a ladybird deed, mom keeps the life estate, you get the vested remainderist. So long as you're living at mom's death, there's no probate. But if you predecease mom, now you passed owning a vested remainder interest in the property. That is what can be subject to probate.
Okay, I understand.
All right. So it's what we call it's an order of death risk is the short version. Yes.
Okay, so if she passes, I don't have to worry about it. If I pass, then that probate comes into contingency.
Yeah, I can't, without reviewing it, I can't guarantee it, Michelle, but if you want to call the office, bring in the docs free of charge, I'll take a look at it. But generally speaking, yes, mom goes first, property lady birded to you. There should be no probate on that.
Got it. Thank you so much.
All
I
right.
really appreciate it.
Thank you. What station are you listening on, Michelle?
102.5.
All right. We appreciate you. Have a great day, Michelle.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Let's go to Jim in Palmetto. Jim, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
How are you, sir?
I'm great, Jim. How can we help?
I've got a workman's comp case that I got injured, in the early 90s.
Oh, yeah?
A shoulder injury, and I tried to get, I did get x-rays and stuff done because my shoulder hurt so bad. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you. I'm acknowledging your story. Go ahead.
Okay, and I went and had x-rays done up in New York State, and they couldn't, the doctor's office told me that they couldn't find the workman's comp person. The company I worked for had sold the business or lost the business. Does workman's comp carry on an injury like that for the rest of my life? How does that work?
Super easy for me to answer, Jim. I have no idea. Did you have an attorney on this case?
I do not.
Okay. So one of my former interns, a young man by the name of Eric Smith, is actually in practice now as a practicing workers' comp attorney. If you call me at the office during the week, I'll put you in touch with Eric, and he can give you the best answer to that question.
Very good, sir. Thank you so much.
All righty, Jim. Have a great day. All right, quickly, let's go back to Sarasota. Let's talk to Ellen. Ellen, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. Ellen, I have about a minute.
Okay. My question is, I have 3 kids. Now, can I just have a beneficiary and put in writing what I want everybody to have, or do I need a will?
So I always recommend having a will, because even if you have all your stuff beneficiaried, you may die in some sort of accident, and there could be a settlement from that accident that won't be covered by a beneficiary designation. And also, beneficiary designations only work once you're dead, Ellen. So you need to make sure that you've got the requisite documents in place. However, if Ellen is incapacitated for a period leading up to her death, does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
All right. So just give me a call at the office, and I can give you a free full consultation where we go over everything with you, okay?
Okay, and what was that number again?
877-754-6764.
Under Patrick Smith, I can look it up if I get the number.
You can look me up. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All righty. So, all righty. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show, and we are wrapping up another broadcast. So that always means our Gators prediction. Last week, our Gators. I don't know, guys. I thought we let Mullen go a little early. I'm not sold on Napier, but it's too early to obviously cast judgment on a new ball coach. Big disappointment last week. I think this game is going to be close based on what I saw last week. I don't know. These Gators are trying to figure it out. They're clearly trying to run a Tebow-style offense. The only problem is they don't have Tim Tebow. And I'm not sure that AR-15 is able to fill those shoes. But I think the Florida Gators squeak one out today, a close one, maybe like a 20-17 game over the USF Bulls tonight. So, everyone, thank you for calling in. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'll be back with you next week. Everyone, stay safe. God bless. Go Gators.
The proceeding was sponsored by the law offices of Patrick L. Smith. W282CI Tampa, U27.